Good evening, guys. So I'm sending you this video. Today I have quite a special work. Like, I cannot skip it, so that's why I am doing this kind of a video, and I will send it to you. Right. So in last week we discussed about the angles on a straight line, right? So I think you are familiar with those things now, right? So let's do some. And also we discussed about the angles which are located around a point, right? So we have done. As I remember, I have done only one question from that for that particular part, and so today we are going to do much more than that, right? So okay, now I have shared my screen. So in order to refresh your mind, right? So I will take this part, right, which is so this one. Exercise 3.3 first start, right? So I think you have sorry that part. I think do that first, right? Okay. So I will discuss it in board. Stop sharing. Like find the value of x, right? So basically it is something like this. You have three angles around a point. This is 160 and this is 6, right? So now you know this is the point, and around this point, right, you can find three angles, 1, 2, 3, and two of them are known, and this is the unknown part. This angle is unknown, right? X. So you have to find that. So as you can remember, in last week we discussed the sum of the angles around a point equals to 360. So basically you can take the sum of these three angles like this: x plus 130 degrees plus 160 degrees plus equal 360. If you want, right? If you want, you can write down the you can write down the reason as well why this happens. Right? So the reason is the sum of the angles located around the point on a plane is 360. But if you want, you can mention it within bracket, right? Actually, it's not needed, right? But I will write it because this is the first one, right? So inside the brackets, you have to write down the reason for this. What is the reason behind this? Why this happens, right? So I can write the sum of the angles around the point is 360 degrees. So this is the reason. So you can write down x plus 130 plus 160 equals 360. Then the reason is the sum of the angles around the point is 360. So this is the reason why this happened, right? So now you can find what is x is, right? 30, 160. I'm rewriting it, so no need to do that. You have to go for the similar things. So this is what you have to find, right? X. This is the value that you need to find. I mean the unknown term, right? 130 plus 160. So it is 290 equals 360. So I think you are familiar with this. Okay. And last week and in the previous week also we discussed these things. So this is the thing that we need to remove from our left hand side. It is positive. In last week we discussed this positive corona or something. So we need to negative it, right? So the opposite thing is this positive is negative. 360, 209. So from both sides you have to subtract 290. Then cancel out, cancel out. Only term is x now in your right hand side, sorry, left hand side. So you have to get the subtraction of these two values. 360 minus 290. So 60, 70. It is 70. So the value of x is 70 degrees, right? Then so if you haven't done these things, right? I think you have done these things as homework, right? So let's do something. Yeah, let's do the second one as well. I will discuss it. It is the very easiest one, right? Very easy. Right? So the inside angle is 50 degrees. This is the second one, right? And outer angle is A. So you have to find the value of A, right? So in this case, you have two angles. Basically, you have two angles around this point. So this is the point. Around this point, you have only two angles, right? So take the addition. If you add A plus 50, it should be equal to 360 degrees, right? So you may write this reason, same reason within brackets, right? Now it is something like this, no? So this, this is something like this. Those are familiar. So you have to do the same thing in order to find the value of A. So this is positive 50. I want to remove that. Therefore, I will subtract 50 from both sides. Like this. Cancel out, cancel out. The only term is A in your left hand side, and here you will obtain 310 as the answer. Degrees. In your answer, you need to put degrees definitely. If you want, you can put degrees in the middle steps as well. Right? It is not needed actually. Right? If you want, you can put. Right? But it would be better if you can put degrees all where, in everywhere, right? So okay. So this is the second one. Right? Then let's discuss this fourth one, let's discuss this one. So this thing is very simple. Third one, I will tell you here. So you have to write down A plus there are four A's around this plus A equal to 360. So you have to write down the reason within brackets, right? The sum of the angles around the point is 360, right? So you have to write it within brackets. Right here you have A plus A plus A plus A. All together you have 4A's, right? 4A equal 360 degrees, right? Then you need to remove this 4. This is how do you read this? 4 times A. Times means multiplication. In between this 4 and A, you can find multiplication. What is the opposite thing of multiplication? It is division. So you have to divide both sides by number 4. Right? By number 4. I saw someone of you have divided by using A. Right? You cannot divide by using A because you need to remove this 4 only, not A, because you need to find the value for A. So here you will get the answer as A equals 90 degrees. Right? I think it is very easy. Right? So let's go for finding the value for the fourth one. Find the magnitude of ABC. When you are writing that, right, you have to go with the angle, right? The name of the angle is ABC, right? So you have to go with that part. That label, right? I will explain it. So here in the fourth one, it is something like this, the figure, right? This is a right angle and this is 120 degrees, and here the point is P, then C, then P, right? And they are asking the value of ABC angle, right? So there are 3 angles around this P point. So I will write our thing. So what I have to find is this. So I told you last week, please write down in the beginning, right? What you have to find. What you have to find, right? So this is what I have to find, which is ABC angle. I want to find the magnitude of APC angle, right? APC angle. Then this is 90 degrees plus 120 degrees equal the sum of all angles around the point is 360. So you have to write down the reason as well. The sum of the angles around the point is 360, right? So here now these are similar parts. This is APC angle 90 plus 120. How much? Ini 210. Right, more than. This is 360. And again, this is positive corona, and you need to make it as negative. 210 degrees minus 210 degrees. So in your right hand side also you need to subtract that value. Cancel out, cancel out. Okay. So this is how we are going to find it. ABC angle 2 plus 210, right, and equals to 360. This is how we are going to simplify it. Finally, ABC angle is equal to 120. 50. Right, so that's all. And let's go for finding another one. I will share my screen. Okay, let's do the fifth one, right? Fifth one is very easy. Let's do this. Let's do the fifth one, right? This one is very easy. Find the magnitude of SOR. So what is SOR? SOR. So yeah, that would be fine. Right? The angle is 3 times 6. 3 times 6. So before doing this, you have to find the value of x itself. So we have done these kind of things. Some of you said you do not know how to find the answer for the fifth part, right? Someone said uh, he or she cannot find the, find the value for the fifth one. Right? I have done these things earlier. Right? In the straight line also we did these things. If you can remember something like this, we did this is 2x and this is some kind of 3x or something, and this is 80. So we have done similar things earlier. Right? So you have to go through this. Right? So I have done these things previously. So you have to pay a little bit of attention on these kind of things. Right? So, however, let's do the fifth one. Right? I will stop sharing. So in the fifth one, right, it is something like this. They are asking the value of SOR angle, right? So this is 2x. They call this is 2x, and this is 3x, and this is 80 degrees, and this is 110 degrees, right? So SOR angle means this one, SOR, that is 3x. So what we know, so what we know is around the point, that is the point is O. Around this point O, right? You have several angles, 1, 2, 3, 4 angles, right? So what you know, so you need to apply what you know, right? So I am going to apply what I know. So I told you, first of all, you need to write what you have to find, right? The unknown term is x. There are two unknown terms, 2x, 3x. They are same, but two angles are unknown here, right? So 2x, 3x. So I will write them at the beginning. 2x plus 3x, then plus 110 plus 80 equals to 360 degrees. So you have to write down the reason as well inside the bracket. I am not going to write down the reason. Right? The reason is the sum of angles around the point is 360. Right? So here similar terms, 2x, 3x, 2 plus 3, 5x, plus similar and similar, right? 110, 80. So 190 degrees equals 360 degrees. So here it is 5x. So you need to remove this uh, positive thing first. This is positive 190. So you have to subtract 190 from both sides. This is 360 minus 190. Cancel out. So I have now 5x in my left hand side equals, if you get a subtraction, 360 minus 190. So it is 170 or something, right? Yes. Okay. So 5x equals 170. So I will write it here. That I do not have enough space. Right. Now I need to find the value of x first. Right. So what is our x? If I find the value for x, I can find 2x. I can find 3x. 3x means SOR. SOR means the thing that we need to find. Right. So here 5x. So this is 5 times x. This is multiplication of what is the opposite sign? Division. So you need to divide both sides by 5 in order to remove this 5. 5 times 1, 5 times 1. Right? Now 170 divided by 5. So you have to divide 170 by 5. 3, 15, 20, 34, right? X is 34 degrees. So this is not the answer. This is not the answer. But before obtaining the answer, you need to find what is x. Right? They are asking the value of SOR. Right? So I can write our SOR angle equals SOR angle equals 3x. 3 times x. Right? So this is my x. X equals 34 degrees. Right? So I will substitute 34 degrees instead of x, right? So 3 times 34. So basically, now you can obtain the answer. It is 102. So our SOR angle is equal to 102 degrees. Right? So this is how we are going to find that, right? Uh, right. Let's do the sixth one. Right? So in the sixth one, AB, they are saying that AB is a straight angle, right? And if ABR is 150, so this is the ABR, and they are saying that it's 150, right? And find the magnitude of QPB. QPB, this one. So you have to find this angle. What is this angle, right? So they are saying AB, right? AB is straight line, right? So when you hear the word straight line, right? You need to get the idea that I will use another one. Here to here, it is 180, and in this side also it is 180, right? Because AB is a straight line, and you can find adjacent angles also. This angle and this angle adjacent. Right? AB is a straight line. AB is a straight line, and this angle adjacent also. Right? So you can easily find the value of Q. I show you how to find, and I will stop sharing. Right? Now this is it. AB is a straight line. So before finding QPB, the value of QPB, we have to find the value of x. Right? We have to find the value of x. Right? Then only we can find the value of QPB. So first of all, I can write 150 because APR angle is, they are saying in the question, APR angle is 150. So basically I can write 150 plus x. So first of all, write down what you have to find. So you have to find this x. What you have to find is x plus 150. Right? Equals to 180. Why? AB is a straight line. AB AB is a straight line. It is given, right, in the question. So you can find what is the value of x, the magnitude of x. So 150 minus 150 equals 180 minus 150. Cancel out, cancel out. X equals 30. Now you know the value of x. It is 30. Right? Now again you have a point P, and you have four angles. Right? So you can find the value of QPP. So I will clear this part because I have already found the value of x. So now if this one is x, I mean x equals 30, then 2 times x means 60, right? So x is 30, we have found it earlier. So then 2x equals 2 times 30, that means 60, right? Now 1, 2, 3, three angles are known. This is the angle that we do not know, so we have to find that, right? And now I am applying the theory. 60 plus 50, sorry, I have to find the value of QPB. So I will write it at the beginning. QPB angle plus 60 plus 150. 60 plus 150 plus 30 equals 360. And you have to write down the reason as well. The sum of the angles around the point is 360. So now QPB angle plus 60 plus 150. 60, 90 and 240. Right? So now QPB angle plus 240 minus 240. You have to get rid of this 240. 360 minus 240. So I have to subtract 240 by both sides, from both sides. Cancel out, cancel out. So now you can find the value of QPB, which is equal to 120 degrees. Right? This is how we are going to find that. Right? Okay. And now we are going to discuss about vertically opposite angles. Vertically opposite angles, right? Write down the subtitle. Vertically opposite angles. Here one distance. So now little that doubt on that, and I have checked that. So vertically opposite angles, right? Now I will explain this, right? Here, so what is vertically? So forget it. What is opposite? Viruddha, right? Opposite. Now I will consider two straight lines, right? Like this. We will draw them here. AB and CD, and they are intersecting each other at point O. They are intersecting each other at point O, right? Now here you can find pairs of opposite angle. Pairs of opposite angle. Right? Actually, two pairs of opposite angles. Right? They are vertically opposite. Right? So what that means is, what is the opposite angle for this angle? So you have to go this side in order to find the opposite angle. This one. Right? Then what is the opposite angle for this one? For this one, I have to go to the opposite way. That means this shape. That is this one. So these are the pairs of opposite angles that I can found here. AOC angle and DOB angle. Right? It is a pair of opposite angle. AOC angle and DOB angle. Right? So this is the first pair of vertically opposite angles. And the second one, AOD angle and BOC angle. This is date of birth. This is Bank of Ceylon, right? Just kidding, right? So these are the two pairs of opposite angles. So now you know the concept. What is an opposite angles? So then what happens? Opposite angles, right? The most important thing is these opposite angles are equal together. That means AOC angle, magnitude of this angle, magnitude of this AOC angle equal to the magnitude of DOB angle. Here you have O. Right? AOC angle equals DOB angle. That is the important thing in opposite angle. Likewise, here AOD and BOC. AOD and BOC. Right? So those two angles are also equal. AOD angle equals BOC angle. Right? Magnitudes are same. Right? For an example, let's say this is 80 degrees. Definitely the opposite angle is also 80 degrees. So let's say this angle is 120 degrees. So what is the opposite angle? AOD. The magnitude of AOD angle is also 120 because they are opposite. Right? But it is happening, right? If and only if AB and CD should be straight angles, straight lines, right? AB and CD. So if this happens, AB and CD are straight lines and intersect those two lines at point O, then these angles becomes vertically opposite angles, right? So this is the thing that you need to keep in your mind, right? So don't write I will give this to you, right? So please draw something like this: AB and CD. Middle point is O, right? I will mark something like this as well, right? So now you can write what I am writing. Right? Right. So this is it, right? So I have written down it. So AB and CD are straight lines which intersect at point O. AB and CD are straight line, and they have will intersected at point O, right? And then here I have marked AOC and DOB. Angles are located vertically opposite, right? Vertically opposite each other. Right? They are opposite, basically, they are opposite each other, right? So, therefore, they are called vertically opposite angles. Right? Right? After writing down this, right? So, according to this, right, you can write down accordingly. AOD and COB. AOD and COB angles are also vertically opposite, right? Vertically opposite, right? Okay. Now please write this. I think you have finished writing this, right? And now I will explain what I told you earlier and about the magnitude, right? Now here, what I said earlier is, right, uh, the vertically opposite angles are uh, equal in size, right? So I can write out, right, vertically opposite angles. This is an star mark, right? Look at star mark. Vertically opposite angles are equal each other, right? So according to the thing that I explained earlier, you can write, right, AOC angle equals DOB angle, right? And then AOD angle as the second pair, that means this AOD angle equals COB, right? You can write AOD angle equals COB angle. So these are the things, right? When you are simplifying questions, right, you have to use these things, right? You have to use these kind of things if you want to obtain the answers for the different kind of question, right? So basically, for an example, right? So I have explained this earlier also. Let's say this is 60, then definitely this one is 60, right? So let's say this is 120. If this is 120, these are opposite, vertically opposite angles. This is 120. So that's the thing, right? Basically, you need to understand, right? Then let's do some examples. Now, example number one. I will draw something like this. Now, don't do anything. Look at the board, right? Don't write. If you want to write, you can pause the video and write down this, right? So, I will say AB and CD are two straight lines, and my magnitude of this angle is let's say 100 and uh, yeah, 125 degrees. This angle is 125 degrees, right? I will say this is X, this is Y, this is Z. So in the question they are asking from you, find the values of Oh, let's say find XYZ. Find XYZ. Right? So this is it. So basically, previously you get the knowledge about what are the vertically opposite angles, right? By looking at this figure, right? AB is a straight line, CD is a straight line, and uh, intersect at this point, right? Then I will say this is O. Right? AOD angle and COB angle are vertically opposite angles according to the previous thing. Okay, so I can write down the magnitude of the angle Z. Z angle equal 125 degrees. Right? Why is that? Vertically. So this is the reason that you need to write vertically opposite angle. Right? Z equals 125. Right? And how to find the value of x and y? Right? There are several ways. Now you can find the value of x and y, whatever you want, right? The method, whatever you want, you can use, right? But now this is AOD is 125, and AB is a straight line, right? AB is a straight line. If AB is a straight line, 125 plus y equals to 108, right? So what I have to find is y, right? So I will write it first. Y plus 125, which is this, y plus 125 equals 180. Why is that? What is the reason? You know already. Because AB is a straight line. Right? Then you can find the value of y. Y positive 125, negative 125, 180 minus 125. Cancel out. Y equals 55. If y equals 55, then you can say the value of x, right? Why? Because x and y are opposite angles. I can write now x equals y. What's the reason? Uh, Vertically, I'm not going to write full thing. Vertically opposite angles, and like that way you can write down that, right? So then we can conclude that x equals y. Y is 55. So then therefore x equals 55 degrees. So this is how we are going to find the magnitude of these things, right? When it comes to the vertically opposite angles, right? Some examples furthermore. Right. I think you can see this now. Before discussing the answer, you may I mean try this by yourself by pausing the video, right? So pause the video and try to do it yourself first. Right? This one is the very easiest one, the first one, right? So pause the video and try it yourself. Find the value. Read the question here. Find the magnitude of each of the angles marked by an English letter, right? English letter in the figures given below. And here this is the important thing. A, B, C, D, and E, F are straight lines. Right? Only these three lines are straight lines, right? Okay. So here A, B, and C, D intersect at this point, right here. So they are straight line, and it makes this 43 and this x angle vertically opposite. So you may write the answer as x equals 43 degrees, and you have to write down the reason as well vertically opposite angles, right? The thing that you have to do in the first one. That one is very easy, so I'm not going to discuss it furthermore, right? And try to do second one and pause the video, right? Then now I will discuss the answer, right? You have to write yourself, right? Then after that, I will, if you get something wrong, right, you may see the answer. So I will discuss it now. I think you have done it. So all you have to do is you have to use the previous knowledge, right? I will stop sharing. Right. So this is the second one. So in this case, you have to find the value of x, right? X, right? So here you have to first identify what are the opposite angles, right? Vertically opposite angles. Before that, AB is a straight line and CD is a straight line. Then I can identify two pairs of vertical opposite angles, right? So I will put right this one and this one. These two are equal to me, right? But we do not know any magnitude here, right? And what can you say about? I will use different color. Um, may use red. What can you say about what is the opposite angle for this obtuse angle? This is 130. So it should be this whole thing, right? I will put an letter here. This is O. The middle point is O. I will say middle point is O, right? So you may put, I mean, any kind of a letter, right? If you want, right? So AOD angle and COB angle are equal to this. I can write. I will write in other way around, right? So BOC angle equals AOD angle, right? So why is that? They are vertically opposite. It is something like this one. This is AB, straight line, and this is CD, straight line. So these are the two opposite angles. This one and top one and bottom one, right? So basically they have divided this COB top angle into two angles like this. So this is what they have done, right? So very simple. You can understand it, right? So without this middle one, you can see two vertically opposite angles because AB and CD are straight lines, right? So I can write down BOC and AOD are vertically opposite angles, then they are equal together, right? And how can you write BOC angle? BOC angle, it is x plus 30. BOC angle means the summation of these two angles, right? This angle and this angle, right? So if you get the addition of x plus x and 30, you can obtain the value of BOC angle, right? So x plus 30. Then what is the value of AOD? AOD angle. So it is 130. So now you can find the value of x, right? Very easy. So here 30, right? So subtract from both sides. Right? Cancel out, cancel out. X equals 100. So the value of x is 100. So this is the way that you need to follow. Right. So the third one, try to do the third one similar to this, similar to previous one. You have to identify the correct vertically opposite angles in order to do this. Right? Okay. Pause the video and try. Okay. Right. Now I think you have done it. Right? And I will stop sharing and I will do it now. It is the same as the previous, right? But the magnitude is somewhat different, right? But it is same. Therefore, these things are A and this is 110, 35, right? So A, C and D, right? Then this is something like same as the previous one, right? So you need to identify the correct vertically opposite angles, right? So the only magnitude you know is this 135. So you have to begin with that point. Okay. So I will put again. I mean, this middle point is O, right? Then it is easier for me, right? So COB. Okay. Can I find any kind of a? I mean, any kind of a vertical opposite angles for COB? Yes. AB and CD are straight lines. Because of that, COB angle equals AOD angle. Straight vertically opposite angles, right? COD and AOD angle, right? So, what is the magnitude of COB? 130 equals what is the magnitude of AOD? A plus A. A plus A means 2A. 135 equals 2A. Now, this is other way around, right? Left hand side and right hand side have been changed. Now I will change the sides. I will take 2A to this side, okay? And I will write 135 in my right hand side. This what I have done is change my left hand side and right hand side, right? So it will give you 2A equals 135. So how to find the value of A? You know this. 2 times A times A. That is how we are going to read this, right? 2 times A. Times. What is the opposite thing? Division. Divide by 2 both sides. 2 times 1, 2 times 1. So A equals 135 divided by 2. So it is 72.5 or something, right? 72.5 degrees. Right. Try to do the both one, right? Try yourself and I will discuss now. Right? Yes, I will stop sharing. Let's find the value of x. Right? It's something like this. Always you need to find the correct opposite angles, pairs of opposite angles. Right? So this is 125 or something. Yes, this is 125, and this is the angle that you will find x, and this is, you know what is the symbol, right angle. Right? And I will put some, yes, AB and CD, AB and CD, and now identify the correct pairs of vertically opposite angles. So I will put O because this is my middle point. AOC and DOB. So as I explained you earlier in the previous week, what you have to find is X. So this X included in DOB angle. So that I will write DOB angle first. Right? DOB angle. So what is the opposite, vertically opposite angle for DOB? DOB, AOC. AOC angle is the opposite, vertically opposite angle. Right? So what is DOB angle? This angle plus this angle. Right? So that means x plus 90. This equals, write down the reason, right? Vertically opposite angles. Right? I'm not going to write that. So x plus 90, DOB means x plus 90 equals AOC, AOC. AOC means 125. Right? Okay. Now you can find the value of x. Minus 90 and minus 90. Cancel out. X equals 35. Right? So let's try this. It's done. Pause the video and try to do this. Right? Okay, I will discuss. Right? Now you have to find the values of A, B, and C. Right? Now in the question they have been given us A, B, C, D, E, F are straight lines. So here you can find several pairs of vertically opposite angles. You can find here several pairs of vertically opposite angles. Right? Now, what you can do is, right? So you have to find correct vertically opposite angles in order to find the answers for these things. Right? I will first begin from 45. 45. That means this angle. Right? So what is the opposite angle, vertically opposite angle for this? It is A. So that means A equals 45. Right? So this is the answer for A. Vertically opposite angles. The reason. Right? Again, I will find a vertically opposite angle for this. This is the second one, 55. Check whether we have any vertically opposite angles. Yes, this one. Right? So B equals 55. Same reason. You have to write down the reason. Huh? Right? So now I have to find the value for C. You have to find the value for C. So how do you do that? So that's the point. Right? You have to identify the correct pairs of angles, or you have to find any other way. So here, uh, now you know what is the magnitude of A and what is the magnitude of B. 45 and 55, right? So EF, what can you say about EF? Right? Or I will take AB. AB is a straight line, right? Okay. AB is a straight line. So I will forget this part now. Now what is this? AB is a straight line. You have 1, 2, 3 angles, and you know the value of B as well. B is 55 now. Now can you find the value of C or not? Can you find the value of C or not? Because AB is a straight line, right? Once you see a straight line, right, the all angles, right, the all angles on that straight line, if you get the summation of all angles, that is equal to 180 degrees. Why? These three angles are, all these three angles are on AB straight line. So I can write. So what I have to find is C. So I will begin from C. C plus 55 plus 45. 55 plus 45 equals 180 degrees. Why is that? AB is a straight line. AB is a straight line. Right? So similar thing. C plus 100. 55 plus 45 equals 180 degrees. C equals, so I can subtract 100 from both sides. So I can write 100 minus 100, 180 minus 100, cancel out, and I can write down the final answer like C equals 80. Right? C equals 80. So this is the answer for that. So this is the end of the angles lesson, right? So you may do as your homework this one. Okay. And in the tube also there are some lot of questions, right? You may do. I will give you the things that you have to do in the tube. Share it with you in the group, right? In the tube, you have to do from 12 to 20. From 12 to 20, right? Question now. 12 to 20, right? From 12 to 20. Not only 12 and 20, right? From 12 to 20. So you have to do this and send me the answers as well. This is your textbook. Second one, you have to do this one, right? And do the homeworks from the tube lesson. So in the tube, you have to do from 12, question 12 to question 20, right? There are several problems 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, right? So you have to do that. Right, okay, so for today, I'll be stopping from here, right? This is the end of this angle.